Number 17, a researcher is interested in estimating the mean yield in bushels per acre of a variety of corn. From her sample, she calculates the following 95% confidence interval. So her interval goes from 118.74 from the left side, and then to the right side is 128.86. Her colleague wants to test at an alpha level of 0.05 whether or not the mean yield for the population is different from 120 bushels per acre. Based on the given confidence interval, what can the colleague conclude? All right, I drew out this interval that they give us in this question. Remember, it's a 95% confidence interval. And again, from the left side, it's 118.74, and the right side, 128.86. Now, if we set this question up as a hypothesis testing, what this person is trying to find out if the mean is different from 120 bushels per acre. So our null hypothesis is going to be that there's no difference from that claim that mu is equal to 120. And then our alternative hypothesis is stated pretty clearly that she wants to know if there's a difference, so not equal to 120. So when we deal with not equal to alternative hypothesis, we're testing two-sided p-values, right? So combine this left side and this right side. This is 0.025 and 0.025. Combine those two, that's 5%, and then the middle is 95%. So the question, going back to the question, it says, based on the given confidence interval, what can the colleague conclude? Well, check this out. If the claim is that mu is equal to 120, let's look at where 120 is in this confidence interval. Where would 120 fall? 120 is, maybe slightly right after 118, so it'd be roughly right around here. So we're saying that 120 is within the confidence interval. Remember that if your mu is outside of your interval, then it's in p-value areas. So since our mu, or what we claim mu to be, is inside the interval, this means that it's not in the p-value areas. And so the only way for you to make any conclusions about rejecting the null hypothesis, rejecting this claim that mu is equal to 120, the p-value, or 120, has to fall outside of your interval. So because it's in the interval, and it's not in the p-value areas, then you don't have enough evidence to reject this null hypothesis, because all you're doing when you're doing confidence interval is you're estimating where mu could be. So mu could be between 118 to 128, and we claim that mu is 120, and since 120 is inside that range, then you can't reject that null hypothesis. So of your options, it says here in A, the mean yield is different from 120, and it is statistically significant. So that's not true, because if something is statistically significant, it'd have a really small p-value, and 120 isn't in the p-value areas. In B, it says the mean yield is not different from 120, and it is statistically significant, so that's wrong too. It's also saying statistical significance. C says the mean yield is different from 120, and it is not statistically significant. So right here, that's not true, because it's not different from 120. And finally, D, it says the mean yield is not different from 120 and is not statistically significant. So that's why D is the correct answer. It's not different from 120 because it's in the interval, and it's not statistically significant because it's in the interval and it's not in the p-value areas.